Hey everybody, it's Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California. It is mid-June and it is that time of the year where I go ahead and I break down my top 10 plant babies. This is a series that I put out on my channel on a quarterly basis and I break it down in 3 categories: cacti, succulents, and houseplants. Because I have about 400 plants in my collection, it's hard for me to just narrow it down to just 10 altogether. So I like doing these subcategories. I hope you guys enjoy my quarterly series, and also stay tuned because at the end of each video for my top 10, I will be doing a giveaway which is going to be open worldwide. Also, shout out to my mom for gifting me this cute cactus succulent tea over the weekend while I was in Las Vegas, and also shout out to having new color in my hair. I tried to not pick the same babies from my last top 10 in March, but there will be a few repeat babies in today's videos that I can't just let go of out of my top 10. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about baby number 1. So this is going to have to go to my very cool Opuntia. This is what it was labeled as. And I got a bunch of them originally from Las Vegas Walmart a couple months ago, and then right away when I came back from that trip, I ran into a nursery in Long Beach that had a bunch of them. So what I ended up doing was splitting my Las Vegas babies. Half of them are living in my room in Las Vegas, the other half were living here in Santa Monica, and then the Long Beach babies jumped into this planter and now they're hanging out with my Las Vegas babies. Terracotta planter, I have the smaller ones which were from Las Vegas paired up with my bigger ones, which you will see has multiple arms, and these ones came from Long Beach. I really love this cacti because of the different multiple colors that are coming through in this plant. So you see some lime green, some magenta pink tips. I just love anytime there's some kind of pink and fuzziness happening on a plant baby that I right away gravitate towards them. I recently acquired this plant in my collection and I love having it as part of my plant gang in front of my home. I'm interested to see how the hues of pink will be over the next couple of months as it's living outdoors in my space. So let me know if you guys have this plant and how big is it. I was really surprised when I came across this baby in Long Beach because the babies that I had in Las Vegas didn't have any arms, and then I came across these guys a couple weeks later and I was like, what? There's multiple arms on each one. This is super cool. So I will do that from time to time where I go ahead and repurchase babies because of a certain characteristic that I didn't see in my original purchase, and sometimes I gather them into the same planter, or I'll go ahead and just kind of spread it out throughout my collection in my home. It was appropriate to house them in one planter. My Las Vegas babies living in my bedroom has been doing really good, and tons of new growth on the ends, which I think is pretty cool because it's actually doing better than these guys here which are living outdoors in Santa Monica. So that's pretty interesting to think. But here it is, number 1 out of 10 in no particular order for today's top 10. A repeat offender, and as I went ahead and picked up this baby, a bunch of its arms fell off, so I'm gonna have to propagate it. And normally what I do with these little fallouts is I'll just stick them in its original planter here so that they have some company while they propagate. So what I'll do with the little fallouts is I'll just stick them in its original planter without getting pricked, and it'll just propagate in the mother planter. So I'll just go ahead and stick the ends like this in the planter and it'll just root up and give me more babies. This is a really cool variegated Joseph's coat. Now, I originally think I came across this plant with Catherine, and I got actually a small baby from her. It died in the rain. I got this in Pasadena Rose Bowl Flea Market, I believe. And I'll go ahead and I'll give you a spin of what it looks like. I have it paired in a planter that I got from the 99-cent store about 20 miles away from me, I think in Northridge. I love the aesthetic of this, and this lives front and center of my cacti plant gang in front of my home, and I love the variegation of it. I'm interested to see, with it being in the sun over the next couple of months, it'll give me more variegation. But take a look at that. Isn't this such a very fun plant? This was very hard for me to pass up in today's video, not including it in my top 10, because I already featured this particular baby in my last top 10. but I'm telling you guys, something about the variegation of it, the characteristic, and just the pink hues in it, I just couldn't pass it up. Shout out to my beautiful Variegated Joseph's coat for making it yet again in today's top 10 for summer 2019. Sound off down below if you have this guy. And also, cool thing is I could actually give these little guys as gifts, and I can propagate them and it can grow into a whole nother plant. So that's another fun thing to think about, that all of these guys here are actually potential new plant babies that I can go ahead and make more in the upcoming future planting season. As far as for cacti goes, this is probably going to be my one cacti baby that I could probably get the most propagated babies out of because of the way how it grows, which is super cool to think of. So stay tuned, we'll see. Right now it is kind of like the height of my forearm. I'll go ahead and keep track of it. And so far so good. It's loving life in Santa Monica, California, and I love this planter. I wish I could get more of these actually. So here is a very fun plant baby to add in today's top 10. Now, do you guys remember last fall my grandma and I did a lot of Arizona content for my big mother plant in Arizona, and I'm telling you, a bunch of my plant friends, in fact all of them, has cuttings from my Arizona baby. So this is pretty cool. The totem pole cacti is fun, weird, interesting, slow grower. I have propagated these cuttings in the fall, and it's been half a year now or a little bit more than that, and I'm still waiting on roots. I don't know, I've never propagated the totem pole cactus before, so I'm just gonna wait and see. I know Kira and Catherine has babies from me, but come on you guys, like how cute is this? I love it. There's no pricks on it, so it's nice and smooth. I do have a few more living in my greenhouse, but I thought it'd be appropriate to feature them in today's video. It's living in a terracotta planter because I haven't really talked about these guys since I brought them back from Arizona, but from what I noticed from doing my come with me's, the totem pole cactus is on the rare side. I rarely see this cacti baby for sale, so if you do come across the totem pole cactus, at least in Arizona it was a common plant, not so much here in California as I've seen it readily available in Arizona. I highly recommend this plant, and in fact in Las Vegas I don't think I did see any totem pole cactus, which is interesting to think about. But if you guys come across the totem pole cactus and you collect cacti, I highly recommend this one. Slow grower, but very interesting and fun to have, and I feel like it's a conversational piece. So shout out to my totem pole cactus for making it in today's top 10. So it is not a surprise that I include a few Rhipsalis in today's top 10 because I am obsessed with them. So there will be few of them featured in today's video. And this one in particular, I am just obsessed with. I love the dimension of its trail. I love this thing. This lives full time on my shelf in front of my bed, and I actually took this one to van life, which was like the perfect plant for van life. I love the aesthetic of this planter and this Rhipsalis together. This is a planter that I got from TJ Maxx Las Vegas, which is probably one of my favorite places to do planter shoppings. Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls are like my three go-to places if I'm not gonna go to like a big warehouse and do planter shopping. So shout out to one of my Rhipsalises for making it in today's top 10. I have a few more Rhipsalis. I don't think I featured this particular one in a top 10. I got this in Carpinteria, California, which is along the California coast going up to Santa Barbara, and I don't think I paid more than $10 for this one, which is interesting to think. And I want to consider this one to be kind of on the rare side, and it's not as readily available as other Rhipsalises that I do come across. So if you guys are interested in collecting Rhipsalises and you come across this one, I say get it. Super rad plant. I mean, just take a look at how it just spews over the planter. So much characteristic to it, and as you can see, lots of new growth. Now if you haven't watched my collective series, I do have a Rhipsalis collective series on my channel. Go ahead and check it out. It's kind of interesting because a week after I filmed that video, I came home with a handful of Rhipsalises from the plant festival, which you'll see one of them right now. So stay tuned because I will be doing more updated collective series. I know you guys want to see an updated Hoya, Peperomia, Sansevieria collective video. I'll go ahead and do that in the future. But if you guys want to see more of my Rhipsalis collection, go ahead and look for my collective series where I feature all of them, or what I currently had at the time. So here's a really fun Rhipsalis that I wanted to include in today's top 10. So let's go ahead and talk about one of my newest plant babies I recently added in my collection. And I'm trying to think what was my last plant baby I purchased, and it might be actually this one right here. This is a really fun Rhipsalis. I know I have a thing with Rhipsalises. I got this one from my Los Angeles Succulent Cacti Plant Festival in Encino, California, that Catherine and I and Carrie went to recently in the beginning of June. And this was the second time I took my channel there to film and do plant shopping. And if you haven't already, go ahead and watch that Come With Me so you can see where I purchased this baby. And also we did a haul, Catherine, Carrie, and I, at the plant festival, so you can go ahead and see how it looked like when I purchased this plant. I put it in another planter that I got from the 99-cent store. I really need to find more of these. I just love the aesthetic of it. I love a nice white planter. If you guys watch my channel, you guys are very familiar with that. But come on, you guys, take a look at this. I've never seen this Rhipsalis before. So when I seen it at the plant festival, which is like one of my favorite places to do plant shopping because I can get the weird, rare plant babies there that are not so common that I see in nurseries at these plant festivals. Picking up my plant babies at the plant festival is also really cool backstory to the plant. So this is one of them. So shout out to one of my newest babies in my collection, popping out new leaves and actually stealing my heart right away and in today's top 10. So here is a repeat offender. This made it to my last top 10 cacti edition. So here is my pseudo zigzag euphorbia, and I am in love with this cacti. This pseudo zigzag is pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a spin, and I'm telling you guys, something about the variegation and just the uniqueness of this plant, I could not pass it up and have it yet again in this top 10. I don't know if there's gonna be another cacti that can go ahead and replace this one in my top 10. I mean, come on, you guys. Look at the variegation of it. Do you see that neon yellow popping through? Love the characteristic of it. The markings on it are very unique. The yellow variegation in here, it really stands out in the front of my home from all of my plant babies that it's ganged up with. I love the planter that I got from downtown LA for under $10. It works perfect for cacti, so I love the aesthetic of a round planter with something that's a little bit taller. Now, this plant I consider rare. I think I might have seen it once in a nursery along the way to San Diego, but I don't think it was for sale. So if you come across a pseudo zigzag, which also, by the way, I think 2 of my subscribers has plant cuttings of this particular baby, which was really hard for me to give up. So if you guys are ever interested in any of my plant babies, I don't mind taking from my mother plant. If I don't destroy the plant in the process of doing it, I don't mind at all. So 2 of my subscribers has cuttings from this particular baby, and I love being able to do that. And you guys are awesome plant friends in real life, so that's pretty cool. So let me know if you guys ever seen this for sale in person. Do you have this one in your collection? I paid a very hefty dollar amount for this. I want to say almost close to $100. Which, by the way, that one particular nursery where I got this one from, which is the same time I got my AMAC Variegated Euphorbia as well as my hybrid epiphyllum. That is a really cool nursery in San Gabriel. I took my grandma there, I took Catherine there. I need to go back because I got some really rare gems there, including this one. So let me know in the comments below if you would like me to bring the channel back to that nursery. But shout out to my pseudo zigzag for yet again making it in today's top 10. We'll see when the fall comes, when I come back from the Philippines, if this one will still be in my top 10 for the rest of the year. I think it needs to win an award if it makes it through all 4 series for this year's top 10. So stay tuned. Love this one so much. Guys, so this is going to be, I think, a new baby featured in my top 10 series for cacti. This is another Rhipsalis. I know, I can't control myself when it comes to Rhipsalises. If I could feature all of them in today's top 10, I would. But I think I'm just going to highlight 3 of them in today's video. I'm sorry if you guys don't like Rhipsalises. I'm a huge fan. And this was actually multiple babies put it into one planter. I got some that was gifted from Catherine, and then the rest came from a nursery along the way to San Diego, which I got some really cool plants from. But shout out to this Rhipsalis. The reason why I'm so gravitated to this particular Rhipsalis is I do have a huge Rhipsalis collection. I think the fuzziness of it all, and this is like hues of maroon and magenta and purple on this plant baby is just really fun to look at. I have this one also living in the front of my home, and it's living in a terracotta planter. I haven't had any problems with this plant baby, and taking a look at it now, I do see some new growths, but for me, I think it is a slow grower, at least in my collection. If you guys ever come across this one, let me know. If you have this plant, let me know. Where does it live in your home? I know I've seen a really big one in, I want to say Torrance, in a nursery that I went to in Torrance. It was like probably 4 times bigger than this one, and I was like, plant goals, I can't wait for mine to get that big. And then I think what I will do next is hang it up in a macrame hanger when that happens, but for now it's living on my plant shelfie in front of my home. Here I am once again featuring my Rickrack Zig-zag cactus. Now I did feature my other one in my last top 10. This is my second Rickrack cactus. I know my original one I think I featured in my last top 10, which is living in a cocoa liner basket on my DIY hanging system. This is my second Rickrack cactus, which I picked up from downtown LA. I know a bunch of you guys have plant babies from my mother plant, which I think I do have a few more, so if you're interested, reach out to me on a DM, Planting with Jewelyn on Instagram. This was originally living on a white planter in front of my succulent shelfie on my plant stand, and I recently moved it into a terracotta planter with a macrame setup. And this particular plant baby is living full-time on my vintage plant stand between my wicker chairs. Also, shout out to my grandma for working really hard in that particular section. She's been going through my patio and my space one corner at a time. So my propagation station and my vintage plant stand is looking fantastic. And also stay tuned because I will be doing summer 2019 plant tour before I go to the Philippines in 2 months, so stay tuned for that. You will see how the space looks like, and every time my grandma comes here, it's like picture perfect. It's like ready for plant tour every day. And also shout out to my blower for keeping this place clean. So back to where I was with the Rickrack cactus. I love trailing plants. I don't care if it's a house plant, a cacti, or a succulent. I'm a huge fan of trailing plant babies, and this is one of them. I think it's loving its new setup in a macrame hanger and terracotta planter compared to a white ceramic planter. And I actually had put back, I think, a few more babies in here to make it fuller that I was propagating, but easy propagator. And I know a bunch of you guys have been sending me updates on your Rickrack baby that you got from me, which is pretty cool to see. So here is just another repeat offender in my top 10. I don't know if this will ever, between this one and my original one, will ever not have a place in my top 10 for cacti, because it's super cool. I love the characteristic of it. And in fact, I have another Rickrack that is living in front of my patio door that I got from Long Beach, which is probably my newest Rickrack in my collection. I'll go ahead and share with you in the future how it's doing. It's living in coco coir, but this one is living in just regular cacti succulent mix. And this maybe gets watered once every 8 to 10 days, not very much. I love having this in my space, and this particular macrame hanger is super cute as well. All of my macrame hangers I try to get off of Amazon, so if you look in my description box, you can go ahead and click on my Amazon store. My affiliate link is in the description box. You can get this hanger if you're interested. My Rickrack cactus for yet again stealing another spot in my current top 10. I think that is super cool to be a reigning top 10 plant baby in my collection, especially like battling between 400 plants. I think is also really fun to think about. Alright, you guys, I know Bob Marley, my unidentified epiphyllum, yet again steals a spot for my current top 10 cacti in my collection. It's wild, it's crazy. I propagated all of the fallouts in a different planter. I can't wait to go ahead and fill it up. I love this thing so much. It's a repeat offender in my top 10. I don't know if it's because of the characteristic of it, the rarity of it, I love this thing, and it lives in front of my patio gate, so it's the first plant that I see as I enter into my space. This is a grower. I can look throughout the whole plant and see lots of new growth, which is fun to think of how long it's come in my collection. So if you see a lot of new growth here, and all of the plant babies that had fallen off pretty much gave me roots. I do have a few of them that are still in water vessels waiting to give me roots, but for the most part 80% of the fallouts have rooted up and have been planted up in coco coir. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. I know maybe 1 or 2 of my subscribers has actually purchased cuttings from this plant, so if you're interested in purchasing a piece of Bob Marley, reach out to me on Planting with Jewelyn on Instagram in a direct message. This is a rare plant, and I think that's another reason why I'm just so attracted to it. The characteristic of it all, as well as the rarity of it all. I think I'm never going to get this one out of my top 10. It would probably take a lot for me to replace this one out of my current top 10, but I hope you guys enjoy an update of Bob Marley. He's doing great in all of his glory. Very interesting, fun plant. He's like a conversational piece for sure. And stay tuned because I will be doing my current top 10 plants that are priceless to me. I believe Bob Marley is one of them. I could never see myself giving him up, and it's so hard for me to even give up pieces of him because I just have an attachment to him. But yes, Bob Marley is yet again stealing another top 10. Okay, so you know what would be super fun? At the end of the year, when I do 4 of my top 10 series, because I do it every quarter, if this plant baby makes it to all 4 episodes, it's gonna have to have an award, and that's including all of my plant babies that I do highlight. I think that'd be fun to think if there were an all year top 10 plant baby. I think that'd be fun to highlight in a video, so stay tuned to see how Bob Marley does. And also, with that being said, who knows, this might be in the Planting with Jewelyn 2019-2020 Plant Awards, so stay tuned for that in the upcoming months. But shout out to Bob Marley for making it in today's top 10. I'm gonna end with this sweet note here, another repeat plant baby, and it was so hard for me to not have these babies that were in my last cacti top 10 series yet again for summer 2019, because I love them so much. And again, these are rare plant babies, and I don't think I'll be able to replace them with another one for top 10. So here's an update, and I know you guys love seeing my cactus fern in the background of my planting videos. So here's an update of what it's looking like in the coco liner basket in coco coir. Doing absolutely wonderful. I do have 4 propagated plant babies in another nursery planter that were fallouts from this baby. I am never going to give up this plant. I mean, Bob Marley and my cactus fern are just dear to my heart. Not do this top 10 video for summer 2019 and not have them featured yet again in my top 10 because I love them so much. This was a plant baby that I got for my birthday in Santa Barbara. About this, here's another baby I'm gonna have to go ahead and propagate, but that's fine. There's some roots on here. I love this plant so much. I try to not touch it, as you see, just by me taking it off of its hanging system there. I had 1 fallout, but it's a good chance for me to see how it's doing from this top point of view because I just see it hanging behind me when I do my videos. This has been in my collection since August. It is now June, so almost 1 year in my collection. Love this thing so much, and I need to go back to Santa Barbara and I need to go back to that nursery because I got a bunch of cool plants from there. I got my variegated string of pearls from there. I mean, some really fun plants that I've never seen in person. I was able to purchase them there, so that's pretty fun to think when I do these come with me's. You never know what I'm gonna come across, but I needed to go ahead and showcase this baby yet again. It's so hard for me to not because I love this plant so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed my current summer 2019 top 10 cacti currently living in my collection. So it was really interesting for me to sit down and think about my current top 10. A bunch of them were featured in my spring 2019 top 10 and a bunch of them are new, recently acquired babies in my collection that was able to get a spotlight in today's video. Before I go ahead and wrap up today's video and talk about today's giveaway, I wanted to do a plant friend shout out, and this one is going to Doo-Wop Shop Gal that posted up a day ago on my channel. She says here, "Oh my goodness, all the twists and turns and hills you have to jump to bring us what we love to see, since of course we cannot be there, still learning, thank you." This is posted up on one of my comments. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I love going out into different retail spaces and seeing how the plant community is in different cities, and also it's kind of interesting to see how my collection has evolved over the years and how my collection actually offers more than some plant shops and plant retail spaces that I go to, which is interesting to think. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's go ahead and talk about today's giveaway. I will be doing a giveaway at the end of each video for my top 10 series, and this is open worldwide. My rules are always the same. No matter when I do a giveaway or what it is, you have to be subscribed to this main channel, I Love Jewelyn, my vlog channel, Miss Jewelyn. Follow me on Instagram _ I Love Jewelyn and Planting with Jewelyn. Leave a comment down below the city, state, country that you live in, as well as your Instagram name if it's different from your account on YouTube. And also, what is your current wish list cacti baby that you are wanting to be as part of your collection? I will be announcing the winner 1 week from the time this video goes live on my main channel. I will go ahead and announce the winner on my IG stories on Planting with Jewelyn, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you follow me. In today's giveaway, I have some really cute things I want to give away in today's video. Here is the first item here, and these are matching dish towels that me and Catherine picked up a couple months ago, so I've been just saving it for giveaways. So here is one of them, and I also picked up a bunch of hand towels. So here it is, super cute. Take a look at that. So you'll get one of these, and you'll get a little water bottle with the Monstera print on it, which is super cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick a winner 1 week from now, ship this out to you as long as you go ahead and claim the giveaway. If not, I'm gonna have to pick another one. And also make sure that your YouTube profile is public so I can go ahead and look at your subscriptions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my top 10 series just as much as I love talking about my current top 10. Stay tuned because I will be doing top 10 succulents and top 10 houseplants in my next 2 videos and doing more giveaways. Another shout out to my mom for such a cute tea. I thought it'd be appropriate for today's video. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoy my current top 10 cacti, and also let me know down in the comments below for my repeat plant babies that were featured in my spring 2019 top 10. Do you think that it deserved to be highlighted yet again for summer 19? I think so, but I would love to know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, you can find more on my blog at ilovejewelyn.blogspot.com. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Hit the bell and subscribe button to be notified on my daily uploads. I am very close to 500 videos, which is pretty cool to think. I think when this video goes up, I'll probably be in the 500 mark. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned for top 10 succulents and houseplants. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye guys.